the twin flames, it doesn't actually matter. But the pieces to lead to a healthy relationship are identical, are exactly the same. And I do know that there have been times, maybe not to this extent, but where I've met someone and had magic happen and thought they were the person, the one, and turns out that they were the one for the time.
They were Mr. or Mrs. right now.
Right for that moment, you know, not for forever. And it's just about, again, personal awareness and personal accountability and personal responsibility, personal growth. Notice the word personal in all of that. Looking at mirrors, realizing how I can improve myself to be a better person, more compassionate, more supportive. All of that led to the ability for us to meet. Because again, as we just said, 3 years prior, he was told he should meet me. 6 months prior, we actually saw each other at another event and didn't even talk, but we recognized and saw the face and went, interesting.
We both remember seeing each other, but it was just like that.
We were dating other people, it wasn't time yet. So, and neither of us went to that event hoping to hook up in a modern vernacular. So, it really was a planned accident, can I say it that way? It really was, it just kind of happened. So to say that you're hunting your soulmate or hunting your twin flame.
On a twin flame journey, I'm on a journey to find my...
It doesn't work that way. It works where you find yourself, you heal yourself, you work on yourself, you understand yourself. And if and when it's available, you find someone who matches that energy.
And I'm actually going to say this is the part of the story that I tend to forget. The person that I had been in relationship with at one point literally asked me, what does she have that I don't? My answer was nothing, but it's like I'm dating myself. That's how close the relationship is. It is if I was dating myself.
And I know a lot of people will say they're dating their twin flame and it's really hard. We're always fighting, we're always arguing, and I'm like, well, if that's your twin flame, if that's what you want to call it, then it probably isn't time for you to be together.
Right.
If it's that hard. Because the people that we know who have had this kind of relationship that we have, which we do know other couples that have this kind of relationship. I
had a role model in my paternal grandparents. They were truly twin flames.
But their relationships are not difficult.
No. We're still human, we still chafe
we still have issues, and we still know each other's triggers and buttons, but because we love each other, we don't push them.
No, because we love ourselves, we don't push them.
We don't push them often.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's really it. That's kind of, in a nutshell, the value of just relationships in life, and relationships in general, and improving and preparing and improving yourself and insight to yourself, and just seeing them as mirrors. And then whether you call them a soulmate or a twin flame, it's just about improving here. How do I become a better person? How do I learn to be a better avatar inside the game? Right? And then sometimes you meet the person that really helps you along the path, and other times you meet the person that helps you along the path because it's rough, it's hard. But either way, they're helping you along the path.
But this, between Tricia and I, has always been smooth. We hear each other's heads, we hear each other's hearts. It's never been, in 27 and a half years, a struggle.
Is it that long?
Yes, dear.
Okay. No,
26 and a half. 25 and a half.
I don't
25
know.
and a half.
No. See,
whatever, somewhere in there. We got
20 something.
But I do know that in that entire time, I can probably count on one hand the number of times we have been apart for more than 24 hours in 26 years.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah, we don't want to be apart. It is actually painful to be apart from each other.
And it's not a codependent painful.
No.
Because I still feel very comfortable in who I am and what I bring, and my abilities and intelligence, as he does as well. But we really like each other's company.
Right. And sort of continue with some of that story before you wrap this up.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Now remember, we've gotten all the way through week 1 of on having met as twin flames.
We did say 20-something years, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be, no, it's not the whole thing. Go ahead.
She goes to Australia for 2 weeks. She comes home. I want to introduce her to Celestial Park, this very sacred little place down in Addison that is a park.
If you haven't been there, you should. And you live in
I
the
encourage you to go
you should
there
go find it.
and
It's really kind of
experience
cool. It's
it.
in the middle of a neighborhood
Yeah, it's a very ritzy neighborhood right off of Beltline in
called
Addison.
Celestial Park. You can just, they have parking along the outside of the park.
Very little.
Very small little
Very
park.
little. It's really for the neighborhood, and the neighborhood would like people to not know about it, but that's beside the point. But as you walk in, you go up steps, like slate steps, and it has quotes from Thoreau, and it has quotes from Emerson, and all these things about the universe and spirituality, all the way up the first set of steps. Then you come to a little level plain, and out in the middle you see another grass, like a meadow. And out in the middle of that you see another raised area with more steps going up, a wall about this high built around in a circle around that. So,
and it has at the top one of those places that you may have been other places in the world where you stand on one point and somebody else stands on the other point and you hear each other clear like you're standing right across from each other. It's just a
resonance chamber.
Residence place, and it's really cool. So they have that at the top.
Yeah.
It's open. I mean, it's open to just
open air.
So anyway, so he wants to show me this park, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go. What the
Great,
heck,
it's a
you
park.
know? It's a park.
Well, what's funny, we drive there, her car, she parks, we get out, we're walking, and the energy descends. We just feel this sacredness come down. Silence. We don't say a word from that moment on.
And we didn't say that to each other, like, oh, let's be
This was
quiet.
not planned.
It just, all this just kind of happened.
We joined hands, we got to the steps, we read each step, went up, read the next step, went up.
Quiet in our
Quiet,
heads.
silent. Got to the meadow, stood there, looked out, hand in hand, walk across the meadow, up the next set of steps, into the circle. We start walking clockwise on the circle. At each cardinal direction, we were pushed, both of us, physically to our knees.
Again, we didn't make eye contact.
No eye
Pull the other
contact.
one down.
No words. We were both pushed. We were then both raised, walked to the next cardinal direction, pushed, raised, all cardinal directions. When it was done, I go to the entrance and I stand there like this, basically, guard duty. She goes to the middle and begins to tone. She does her thing, she finishes, she walks to the gate with me. We join hands, still no word spoken, not a single word between us. Step out, the energy breaks. And you looked at me and said,
What just happened? Crap, what was that? What just happened?
and I looked back and said, I think we were just married. This is a month after we met. All right. And you said,
Crap, I think we were.
and we were.
It was a spiritual marriage. It literally just happened. It was not planned. It was not our minds. It was spirit that did that.
By the way,
Walked us around that.
she then went back to Australia for another 2 weeks.
I had another trip to Australia. So I had another corporate trading gig in Australia. But yeah, no, we were married, and literally at that moment we realized this is it, and we're going to be together. And I stopped fighting quite so hard.
You did.
No, I want to be single.
It was funny. There was one point before that where she called me up one night and she said, I don't think we can see each other anymore. This just isn't right. And I went, okay, whatever. I might have known better. And how long did it take before you called back?
I don't know. How many hours?
Yeah, it was less than 24.
Just a couple hours.
Okay, I was wrong.
Oh, maybe not. But it literally, and again, we've had our ups and downs,
Yeah.
we've had our struggles in life, all that has happened, just like every relationship, but it's been relatively easy.
Yeah.
And I think it is, again, because we were in a very good space separately before we got together.
But if you're looking for your twin flame, That's what it looks like when you find them. And by the way, your twin flame may be the same gender that you are. It makes no difference. This is not about male and female. It is about soul. It is about spirit. Spirit doesn't care about bodies, never has, never will. And by the way, to answer that question, why we will both still tell you, maybe there are soulmates and maybe there aren't, or maybe there are twin flames and maybe there aren't, is we still look down on it from oneness. How can that which is one, which is indivisible, have a twin flame or a soulmate? That's only in duality. These are the games that play inside the game of duality. Once you make it to samadhi, once you make it to oneness, there are no words, honestly, to explain that experience. There simply aren't. We can talk around it, we can point to it. Imagine being so consumed and filled by love, there is no room for anything else. That is samadhi. That is oneness. In the game, the twin flame relationship is the absolute closest you can feel between two apparently separate beings to oneness, to true immersion in oneness.
Cool.
I love you.
I love you too. I think we'll hang out a few more centuries.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Millennia, probably. All right.
So are you guys saying this is your first lifetime?
No! Remember we said that was the mythology. All right, let's, why don't we
I'll
go ahead
answer that and say it's the last one.
Yeah, why don't we, so thank you for joining us.
We're going to take it